Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to take a look at Wargaming video about the rebalancing of the things, what they are presenting us, what we will have in 2023. This is important one. There is some good things, there is some bad things. I have seen video already, and I will try to talk as quick as possible to say what I think Wargaming is doing right and what I think Wargaming is doing wrong. So without further ado, let's teleport straight into the action and let's see what do we have.
Hello dear tankers, my name is Michael. I'm the Publishing Director for World of Tanks in Europe and for North America. Today I would like to introduce you to a new video series the team has been working on. The goal of this series is to bring you guys as close to the World of Tanks development and the beats that we have planned for 2023 as possible.
This is actually very good, to bring community closer to the changes which we might have and which we will have earlier. It is very, very good thing. In fact, I think what Wargaming should do is Wargaming should simply make more surveys and to say, fellas, we are planning to do that. What do you think is the most important thing to do? You know, something like this, to ask what people want and to do a bit of the less themselves, if that makes sense. I know it sounds weird, but sometimes it is so much better to ask for a community what they actually want instead of taking initiative and after that community saying, boo, we don't want that, you know?
We are working on a lot of new features that are coming to the game this year. New tank lines, new game modes, and improvements of game mechanics. It's really, really exciting, and I would love you guys to have a look on what we have prepared for you.
Oh, we will. Thank you.
We are excited to announce the arrival of Japanese tank destroyers, a line we've been developing and balancing for quite a while. Researchable from the Tier 4 Chi-He, this line of tanks has been awaited by players quite some time.
I hope they are going to have the rocket boosters, because if they won't, I will be disappointed.
These tank destroyers will feature thick frontal armor and big guns. More commonly,
one thing to say, look how flat that is. It is very, very flat. Everyone who will load hits, my prediction, everyone will penetrate you in the face.
On the high seas, it will definitely not be the sneakiest or most subtle of tanks on the battlefield. Instead, making their presence known with their dangerous AP and HE shells, both having high alpha damage. In terms of playstyle, these tanks will be similar to the non-turreted German tank destroyer line, with variations depending on the tier. If you're the type of player who likes big guns and you cannot lie, then this line will be for you. Let's get started with details. Say hello to the Ho-Ni 3 at tier 5.
To be fair with you, no one cares about the tier 5.
Cannon and has decent armor. And at tier 6, the Type 95 G-Ro, based on the Type 95 Rogo chassis and can equip either a 75
moving bunker
mm or 105 mm cannon. The Tier 7 Cheeto SP is like many tank destroyers of the period, based on turning the hull of a heavy or medium and adding a lot of armor and a
it looks like Lorraine Arta
big gun. At Tier 8, we have the Ho-Ri 2. This will be a heavy tank destroyer carrying either a 105 or 120 mm cannon. Your opponent will question whether they feel lucky before peeking in its presence.
It looks like the Su-100 to me, the Su-100I.
Following this, at Tier 9, we have the Ho-Ri 1. Based on the hull of the Type 5, it has good armor.
I don't know what they are smoking, but I want some as well. Based on the Type 5 heavy hull, they have a great armor. Good one, my man. Good one. Very, very good one. Nowadays, armor matters if you are meeting a person who is not shooting gold. If someone is shooting gold, your armor doesn't really matter. In most of the cases, right? Unfortunately, at least that's what I think. And looking into the shape, you know, if this is not 300 millimeters, then it is kind of meh, you know. If everyone can penetrate with gold over there, then it's GG. So from the whole point of being armor, tank, destroyer, you will get penetrated with a gold. No one will play aggressively, or if people will, then it's going to be no bueno.
And is capable of equipping either a 127 or 149 millimeter cannon. Finally, at tier 10, there is the Ho-Ri 3, looking and playing very similar to the Jagdpanzer E100, only with a 149mm cannon. Before the release of the tech tree, you can expect to see the arrival of a tier 8 premium called the Type 5 Ka-Ri. The tank has good frontal armor and sports a gun capable of firing 127mm shells with good penetration and great damage. For the in-depth technical details, armor layout, and more information, look out for news on our portal.
It looks like the first part of the video is promotion of the new premium tank. This is how it feels like, you know? So yeah, nothing unusual. And also it looks kind of like art.
Next, we have random events. The first part of our dynamic objects mechanic teased in December. These events will take place in certain areas of the map and will create new objects, which you can use tactically and strategically. Random events will create an environment for the player that evolves along with their battle, giving even our most veteran players a fresh feel to gameplay.
This is actually interesting, but I wonder, is it going to be in the random battles, or do you need to play some kind of special game mode in order to get this? This is the most important thing, and it is interesting as well.
Random events are framed in a red border with a timer notification. You should leave this zone before the timer runs out, or bad things will happen to your tank. For example, a blown-up bunker on the map will create debris. Then you can use parts of that debris as cover. Some locations will also feature new...
I like how they are using this. It's not like this is going to be useful. Maybe you can side scrap, but the thing is, half of the Type 5 heavy is visible, and you can get F-10 cupola, at least from the vision how it is looking like now, right? It doesn't look like it is helping you anyhow. But what will help you is this. Imagine that if you actually can take the debris and hide your lower plate, this is huge.
From the start of battle, that you can move with you as you push the flank. We will continue to work on night battles and dynamic water behavior on maps. We know that players have been eager for both of these, and we will share more information as soon as we can. Details about random events testing as part of the recon missions will come soon.
This is very interesting. Also looks like this is how the new airfield is looking like. At least it's similar to the airfield, right? This is, once again, the biggest question is it going to be in the random battles or not? You know, or is it special game mode or something? This is the biggest question. Because if it is in the random battles, then a lot of things will change in the game. It is going to be a game changer.
Soon, so be ready to give us your feedback.
I hope you enjoyed the features that we just saw, ladies and gentlemen. And let me assure you that there's more really good content coming your way. As of right now, it's a bit early to talk about it because it's obviously still in development and a lot of changes are happening in the meantime. So it would be a bit unfair to give you already an overview. But I have also good news. In April, the next episode of this new series is already planned, and we are working on to write you more details on what we are cooking for you.
Actually, I really like this. I hope Wargaming will keep going with this series. This is very, very good idea from Wargaming side. Honestly, I think it is absolutely amazing. I think most of you would agree to know the information beforehand, what to expect. It is actually a good thing.
By the way, just something I need to share with you. A couple of years ago, when I was still in community management, there was one feature the Germans back then always asked for, and these were night maps. And I'm really, really excited about this coming our way because I really share the passion about night maps. I've seen it in other games. It's really, really cool, and I think it will be a lot of fun to play. So enough about my passion for night maps. Obviously, there's more features that we are currently working on with the dev team, and a lot of focus obviously is also dedicated to reoccurring game modes such as Steel Hunter and the Onslaught mode. Those game modes are the backbone of World of Tanks and constantly need improvement, and obviously we are doing this for you guys. At the same time, like in any other MMO, balancing, very important and something we are dedicating a lot of time
This is going
and
to be a
resources
good
to
one
as well. So let's have a look what we prepared here for you.
Thank
First, let's share some details about Steel Hunter Reborn, a variation on the classic mode with faster paced action, respawns, and even AI. We're working on a mechanic that will allow players to respawn in a safe location, giving players an opportunity to get their bearings before getting back into the action. Should you find yourself struggling to level up quickly, or maybe you're just a cautious player, we are also planning to reduce the gap in power between the levels. That should give you
So they're reducing the gap between the levels. If it happened to be you played aggressively, you got the upgrades, you won't be as powerful as you were before. Also on top of that, you can respawn, if I understood this correctly. I don't know, for me it seems like it is becoming more frontline-ish, if you know what I mean.
you the confidence to seize the moment and secure that much needed damage and loot. Additionally, the heal ability called Recovery has also been reworked to better support players as they fight it out on the battlefield, meaning you shouldn't be afraid to really keep your hit points topped up, if it makes tactical sense of course. Altogether, you can expect Steel Hunter Reborn to be an easier version of Steel Hunter that's just as competitive and fun, a mode that you will want to play time and time again.
The easier game mode, but more competitive, or just as competitive. How it can be? I mean, it's the same thing like you would say you are going to for Olympic medal, but you need to lift the less weight. How is it possible? I don't know. Maybe it's only me, but it doesn't go along together.
To further encourage this, we will be making changes to armor layouts and armor screens, as well as improving the auto-aim feature and adjusting shells, which should make
They're actually adding some sorts of aimbot with auto-aim. Just as competitive.
dealing damage on the move that much easier. The Onslaught game mode will make an appearance repeatedly through 2023, starting with a relaunch of the Season of the Griffin, with a new, mode-specific progressive style and various quality of life improvements based on player reactions to the first episode. Relaunch of Season of the Griffin will see changes to the progression system for victories, making the missions easier to complete and lessen the time you wait before receiving rewards.
I can tell you one thing about this. The whole point of Onslaught wasn't bad, but the grind was way too long. You needed to grind forever and ever. Hopefully they will make it shorter and it's going to be somehow okay. The biggest problem was I cannot remember exactly how many games I needed, but probably it was like from 200 to 400 games to finish it. Something like this, something crazy. So, and I do this for a full-time job, right? Someone who still wants to be competitive in the game, he needs to quit his family, he needs to quit this job, and he needs to simply live near PC in order to achieve everything what Wargaming is giving. That is nuts, fellas. There is a lot of activities to do, and they are extremely time-consuming as well.
We will also introduce new maps to the map pool,
Nice.
Airfield and Glacier. All
No one asked those two maps, to be fair with you. Airfield is probably one of those maps which most of the people hate, and Glacier is not an epic map either, if you know what I mean.
maps will be continually balanced throughout the year. We used a lot of data and player feedback from the first Onslaught to rebalance the perks to increase the variety in tactics and tanks chosen in the game mode. We will also remove the ping limit for players in super platoons and increase ping limit for players in general, making coordination easier. Additionally, we will remove the limitations rank matching in a super platoon and make sure super platoons do not meet solo players.
That is a very, very good point, because whenever you were meeting Super Platoon, it was annoying. The chance of you winning this is very, very little whenever you are playing 7 random guys versus Super Platoon who are coordinating.
Throughout spring, we will be testing internally additional mechanics for Onslaught. Player sentiment and data will be at the heart of the changes and balancing throughout the year. With a large update of changes like qualification battles expected in autumn, more detail on those coming later. And finally, Frontline should return in the middle of 2023 for those who want to grind their tier 8 tanks or credits. Firstly, we have been hard at work optimizing the game mode in order to improve both stability and performance for most players.
One thing what I want to say, I am not a big fan of the Frontline. I never liked it. I never enjoyed it. For me, it was boring because you are not getting punished for your mistakes, and I think there is very little to learn in this game mode. I know why people like it. I salute you if you are enjoying it. For me, it's just not my style, and I truly do not like this game mode. I just simply don't. This is my attitude towards it. Also, I hear the previous Frontline season, there was a lot of issues, so hopefully Wargaming will fix those.
There will be a brand new desert map called Fata Morgana, and as you can see here, it's a very beautiful map with some cool map locations that are both unique and beautiful. At least we think so. The main goal for this map was to improve and increase play between the lanes and give players a feeling of a truly huge map with lots of action. The
It is beautiful,
map
truly.
has also seen extensive rebalancing, which was tested recently on Common Test. All these changes will balance the win chance for both teams by increasing the cover in key locations for both attacking and defending teams. We will also relocate key objectives in order to balance how easy they are to attack or defend, depending on the zone. You can expect various quality of life improvements the next time you see Frontline. For instance, battle reserves will now upgrade simultaneously across all 3 slots. For every player that earns the rank of general in your team, limited to a total of 10, every player in that team will gain a bonus to their tank characteristics. Once more,
This is very, very weird stuff. For me, that was the weirdest thing when I heard about it, because if you are having a couple of the guys who are, let's say, playing in Platoon, you know, they are being strong, they're getting generals, everyone will have a stronger tanks after that, and I think the comeback then it's so much harder, if you know what I mean. But that's only me, and not that I play this game mode. So once again, honestly,
this is just
have
a
nothing
quick
to say.
peek into the future of Frontline, and you can expect more details about the mode as it comes closer to release.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about the one-off events that we are working on as well, such as the fun event platform and some of the other seasonal events that we are working on. One of them being the Waffenträger event, which is my personal favorite, simply because I'm biased here. And when I hear myself saying Waffenträger, it sounds actually very odd to me. I should say Waffenträger. That's the only way how to pronounce it. Enough of the Waffenträger. That's for later this year. Now let's have a look what else we are reworking and rebalancing in order to improve our favorite game.
That was a good one. He really wanted to spoil the Waffle event is coming back. Okay, we understood.
We plan to have continual vehicle rebalancing
Thank
in
you.
2023. As you have seen already from our common test, we're starting with a focus on improving out-of-meta tanks to make them more popular
Good.
and appealing to
Very
play,
good.
as well as
Excellent.
balancing those vehicles that data shows are currently overperforming.
This is very sad because many people like the T95 and E3, but nothing what we can change about this. In a way, they are strong in their own field, aka armor, right? By the way, funny thing, they are not going to change armor whatsoever.
You can check out the article on.
This is so controversial. Beating the living crap on Progetto and Standard B. If you would pay attention over there, if you would check out how the, let's say, tier 10 medium tanks performing in the last 30 days, as you can see by amount of the, by, let's say, win ratio, right? Progetto win ratio wise is 48.7% win ratio. After the nerf, it's going to be madness. Why would you rebalance the tank which win ratio wise is not looking that great? You know, people love Progetto. Why would you take the toy which people like? If you want to speak about the rebalance Wargaming, beat the living crap out of the Bloody Chieftain or 279E or do something with reward vehicles which you messed up. And even a better idea, you know, you want to speak about the balance. You want to say, yes, you have your data and you are doing everything properly. I agree. Let's take a look at the tier 8 and let's check out the heavy tank performances, right? How the things are looking like with the heavy tanks. Uno momento. Here we go. Wait a second. Okay. We did it. Fellas, we did it. Wargaming is saying we are paying attention at everything what is happening. Very, very nice. Wargaming, did you notice something weird? This is a premium tank which you lately released and you did a bit of the oopsie, you know? You did a bit of the oopsie. How about balancing this vehicle? You get the point what I'm saying and where I am heading. Why would you rebalance the tanks which community truly likes and community truly enjoys, right? Anyways, that's not all. Watch this.
Our portal for more details about these current balance changes. You can be sure this is not the last set of vehicle rebalancing we'll see in 2020.
MX65T. Wargaming is talking about rebalancing the vehicles. Meanwhile, 2 months prior, fellas, 2 months prior, they released a Baza. Fellas. They released this vehicle, you know? And they are nerfing, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and they are nerfing MX65T. Let's compare this for a second. 54% win ratio and 1.6 average damage against MX65T, 46% win ratio and 900 damage. Rebalance it is, Wargaming, we believe in you. You are awesome. Keep up the good work. We appreciate your data. It is definitely great.
23. This is just the first wave of the year, with more potential changes in the future based on observations and evaluations of vehicle performance.
Good job, Wargaming.
Finally, the crew rework will be introduced in 3 main stages. In stage
Okay, looks like we are going to have Crew 2.0. Obviously, Wargaming is not calling it Crew 2.0 because it got such a backlash from the community, but they are going towards it. Not much what we can change about this. All we can do, we can listen to it.
Stage 1. We will convert all skills and perks into a single perk system, and we will rework and rebalance those perks, as well as introduce new ones. Our aim is to give you more options towards perk selection that better suit your ability and playstyle. Additionally, all perks will now activate as soon as you train them to 1%, and become more effective as they train closer to 100%.
That's good.
In stage 2.
But you know what is the funny thing? You can do that currently and you don't need to do any changes whatsoever. You can add this, for example, the Deadeye or Eagle Eye, you know? You can do that even now without doing any changes whatsoever, you know, just change so crew skills will be activated from 1% and people would be already happy overall, right?
We plan to overhaul and improve the user interface, making it easier for you to work with your crew and manage your barracks. We are sure that old and new players alike will appreciate this change.
Oh, you would be surprised.
Lastly, in stage 3, we will remove below 100% training levels for crew when being trained and retrained. More details about stage 2 and 3 will be announced as we get closer to their updates. but we know many of you have had questions about planned crew changes in 2023. Now,
I can tell you one thing, fellas. No one asked for a crew changes, and current crew system, you are competitive while having 3 to 4 skills. If the new system will go through, right, there is a humongous chance you will need to have 5 to 6 to 7 skills in order to be competitive. Which is going to be quite a problem, and especially for the new players. If new player is coming to the game, not only he is lacking of the knowledge, he will lack of the crew skills as well. It's going to be very hard stuff, honestly. I don't know how good that is, but time will show. Now it's a bit too early to talk about this. Maybe it's going to be better than we expect, but so far I am kind of negative about this, to say that the least.
let's talk about what you can look forward to in the next episode, starting with more details on the new gun mechanic, autocannons. Based on the comments in the last video, we want to clarify that it's not going to be an activation of the machine guns on the tanks, but a brand new gun mechanic. Furthermore, we plan to announce the new line of British wheeled medium tank.
Wargaming will never learn. Wargaming will never learn. We want to announce the British medium-wheeled tanks. More likely with Oh, this is going to be quite a good one. Yeah, I mean, no comments on this one. We do not know how it will look like, but it doesn't look too promising.
That will have one speed mode and move slower than current wheeled vehicles.
Okay.
More details will come about this brand new type of medium as we get further on in the year. That's all from me for this episode of Roadmap Highlights. I'll now pass you back to Michael.
Okay, so that's what we have so far, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. To say that the least, some changes are probably good, some changes are not so good. I think Wargaming is focusing on the different things than they should have. I think Wargaming should find the balls, and I think Wargaming should say, and Wargaming should do something with the tanks which are actually overperforming. Which are actually a problem of the game, you know? Actually the problem of the game, but oh well, it is how it is. All in all, obviously, it is very hard to talk about the things which we are going to see. There is still a lot of question marks, so looks like 2023 is going to be quite exciting year overall, and we will see how the things will look like when we will get closer and we will know more information. That's what I want to say. I just wanted to share my 5 cents which I've seen. I'm afraid of the British wheeled tanks, to be completely honest with you, because World of Tanks community hates wheeled tanks, so for Wargaming to go towards that direction and probably introduce them with the new mechanics, it is going to be quite a journey, to be completely honest with you. And if they are, let's say, relatively quick, if they are close to light tank quick, or let's say between medium tank and light tank, are the quickest of the medium tanks, right, we are going to have a bit of the problem. I can already imagine randoms looking like, you know, I can imagine that already. Anyways, I hope it is not going to be the case. I try to deal with this as quick as possible by giving my opinions, fellas. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.